Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Okay, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this March the 4th, 2017.
March the 4th.
Hard to believe that this is March. We have had an unbelievable time of the year. The weather has been unbelievable.
We're having an early spring. You know, our southern groundhog predicted we'd have an early spring.
Well, we've had earlier than I've ever thought it was. I heard from Chicago. Now, this next guest has a little northern roots a little bit here, but Chicago, January, February had a trace of snow. A trace of snow in Chicago. Now, I know the weather's been kind of unpredictable on the White River, but I know one thing: the water temperature never changes. And isn't that right, Ron Branaman?
You're absolutely correct. 52 degrees year-round.
52 degrees year-round. When you go to Gastons White River Resort and you dip your toe, and it'll be a 98 degrees, you can still get your toe frozen.
Well, unless you're standing barefooted in the snow on the bank and then
true.
stick them in the water to warm your feet up.
Well, haven't been much snow, has it, Ron?
We haven't seen too much this year.
And normally you guys do, but Ron Branaman, the general manager over at Gastons White River Resort.
I got to ask Ron a question. All the years he's been there,
You bet.
I can tell when it's really, really cold up north, like Larry was talking about towards Chicago, because there, town I live in West Tennessee, the seagulls start showing up in the parking lot at Walmart.
Right.
And, you ever seen any seagulls over at
We have them on the river all the time, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot of shad in the lake and in the river, and they like to work this river pretty good and the lake. So we do have seagulls here just about year-round.
It's hard to believe. And how's the eagle situation this year?
We still have our pair of eagles right across the river, downriver about, a couple 300 yards from us that have been paired up there for years, and they're always raising a couple, and they're always fun to watch. Mr. Gaston years ago used to take a lot of pictures of them, and
yes,
that was one of his hobbies, was taking pictures of those eagles, and they're young every year.
And they're in that same area, right? I mean, they're...
I'll be honest with you, you're right about the weather. We haven't had as many this winter because we just haven't had the cold weather, which helps push them down, because I think they kind of follow the ducks, and of course, ducks probably didn't have to travel very far this year. They probably just stayed right in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't. They went right through over my head. If they were high flying and everything like that. Well, Ron, I know that these up and down temperatures, trout fishing a little bit different. If you're, it's very much different if you're on the river. Your tactics basically stay the same at certain times of the year and certain times of the water level, right? I mean,
we've had a dry year or two, so we're having a lot of low water this winter. The fly fishing's been phenomenal. We've had great fly fishing all winter long, a lot of low water. It's that minimum flow water, which is great. Good wading water and fishing from the bank, and the fly fishing's been really good. We're supposed to be at 70 degrees today. It's about 40 right now. So we're going to have a lot of people fishing today. We got a good crowd here today, and there's going to be a lot of fishing going on, 7 degrees, and I've heard the wind's only supposed to be like 5 to 7 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
No, I'll take that. If when I get up here on April the 10th through the 13th, can you make it the same kind of weather? Okay, so
I'm sure when you're here, we'll have some weather.
Yeah, well,
Whether we will know.
The weather follows me.
Yeah, it does.
When I do my live turkey show and my live deer show, it's going to storm. I'm sorry, Ron.
I look for us to have some really good duck hunting weather in April when you get here. Probably.
Thank you, Ron. That's what I really appreciate. Before we talk a little bit more about fishing, we do want to offer our condolences once again to the Gaston family and the recent loss of Jill Gaston. Tell our listeners a little bit about that. She passed away recently, right?
Yeah, February 25th, I believe. Jill had been, that was Mr. Gaston's wife, of course. And, Jill passed away from a short battle with cancer, and the 25th of February. She worked in the office. A lot of people that visit the resort had seen her. She was
Very
she ran
visible.
our gift shop and did all our buying and stocking the gift shop, and she was capable of doing everything in the office here. I've been working with her for 35 years, and we miss her greatly. It was sudden and a shock to all of us in here, and we're still walking around in a little bit of a daze because it just happened so fast. And we're going to miss her, and we're going to carry on as we always do, and just pray that we have good weather and good fishing, and just move forward. But Joe did pass away last week after a short illness.
And it was, after Jim passed away about a year and a half ago, something like that, and now to have this, and you folks know that you always ran into her because she was a part of it, and I know Ron had a real easy time to know how long Jill and Jim were married, right? Because
they got married in 1982, so they were, before Jim passed away, I think they had been married 33 years.
And how did you know that?
Well, because they got married on my son's the day my son was born, my middle boy. So I always reminded Jim when his anniversary was. So
yeah. Let him know that was. Well, tell us quickly about the fishing now. March is really I've been over in March, and that's when I caught that 10-pound, 30-inch brown in March. So March is really a good month to fish, isn't it?
March is an excellent month to fish, and we're having a lot of people fishing right now. And, of course, the weather's been just unbelievable, and we've had mostly, like I say, low-water fishing, so the fly fishing's good. Now, you can still definitely get out in a boat and spin fish and throwing instead of throwing the countdown Rapala that's so famous up here and some of your stick baits, we're throwing the floaters right now, the number 7 or number 9 floating Rapala, throwing a lot of small spoons and rooster tails, this type thing. Something that's not too heavy that you can crank pretty fast and keep it off the bottom.
And then also, of course, when spring comes, and we'll talk to you in April about that, it's pretty spectacular scenery up there, too, isn't it?
Well, and we're probably like y'all are. We got a lot of flowers blooming already, and
the daffodils.
pear trees, and I haven't noticed the redbuds yet, but they're probably out. But, the bird life is just crazy already this year, and turkeys are starting to gobble.
There we go. That's what I'm waiting on. And really, folks, I mean, you can step out of your cabin on an early morning, and you can hear the turkeys gobbling. And also, you can walk over there to that bird sanctuary, and if you want to get your picture made with a turkey gobbling, I don't care what time of year it is.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know how many turkeys y'all got in that little that thing, but some of them have been there since the resort, I think.
Probably. There's some big ones there. We'll try and tie one up for you if you don't have any luck in Tennessee. You can come down here and we'll let you shoot one.
Yeah, thank you a lot. That's what I need right now. All right. Well, thank you a lot, Ron, and tell them how they get in touch with you guys.
Probably the best way for reservations to call us at 870-431-5202. For information, they can email us at gastons@gastons.com. And if they want to look us over real good, we're at www.gastons.com. We got a real nice web page. They can check out some fish pictures and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, they can get on that drone and fly around through there too. So
you bet. Absolutely.
That was you riding it, wasn't it? Looked like you up there. So
I don't think so.
All right, buddy. Thanks. We'll talk to you in April, and I'll see you in April. Okay.
Y'all have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you, Ron. Branaman.
Talking about fish, I think it's going to be one of those years, last year, here in Tennessee, we had a new state record, largemouth.
Yeah.
And then the yellow perch.
That was amazing fish.
But I read a little blurb yesterday up on Melton Hill up in East Tennessee, got a new state record muskie.
Oh, really?
That was probably caught. The old state record was 42 pounds and something.
And this one was bigger than that.
I think 43 pounds and something.
That's a big fish.
Yeah, that's a big,
Got some teeth, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Got some teeth. You don't just
a lot of people probably, would catch something like that if they didn't know their fish. I would have called a barracuda.
That's what it looks like with some of that. And they're long, too.
They're real long. And I remember,
I've never caught a
up on the
barracuda or a
northern
muskie.
plains up there along the Missouri River. Some of those big impoundments
Oh,
up there
yeah,
with the
yeah.
huge.
In Dakotas.
You always heard the old husbands tell and stuff. People camping on the lake and they have their little foo-foo dogs, I call them. And the dogs
don't tell
dogs
this.
get in the water, and next thing you know, the dog ain't there because of the muskies.
The muskies.
Yeah.
And if it runs the other way, the coyotes. So you have to watch out. Yeah, they are the coyotes of the rivers.
Fish can get aggressive. I had a friend of mine that was a bass fisherman.
Yeah.
And he was fishing Santee Cooper over in the Carolinas. And he watched a big old bass hit a muskrat 3 times swimming on the water.
Well, they will get a squirrel off a limb, a bass. That's why they call it largemouth.
Yeah.
I mean, it can get more in its mouth than you really expect when it comes right down to it. So, I tell you what, it's let's give away that Avery gift card early this morning. We're going to give away a $25 Avery gift card. If you won recently, we got your name here. We're trying to get some new folks on here. If you have not won an Avery gift card, you got a chance right now. 274-7979, 274-7979, and we'll let you got somebody, Greg? All right, we got 2, and he's going to pick out one of them, and then Greg will take care of that. That Avery gift card, we'll get your name and your address and your telephone number, and you just go down to the Avery Company store down there on Cumberland Avenue, and you got $25. And we've got a couple of discount cards here at the station for you also that Gene Smith has found on the side of the road someplace. He has more coupons. He is Mr. Coupon. So, yep, we gave it away. That's pretty quick to give that $25 gift card.
And while we're still on the subject of fishing, a lot of people, like Ron said, there's going to be a lot of people fishing.
Yes, that's right.
But that water is still cold out there, folks.
Yes, it is.
Be sure, to put that PFD on, because I've noticed in the media clippings, it seemed like over the last couple of weeks, from Nashville east, we've had a lot of drownings, from fishermen.
Really?
Because
the temperature may be 75 degrees, but the water temperature is still in the 50s or something.
It might be high 40s, low 50s.
Like this morning was in the upper 30s, the temperature.
Yeah, it takes a lot of warm nights and warm rains to start warming this,
A week or two.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to have this overnight. We've had this yo-yo weather.
Yeah.
Right.
And this has been, that's what I call it, yo-yo weather. It's 75 in the daytime and 38 at night.
And we'll probably get Tim Broadbent, our biologist, on, here maybe in a couple of weeks, because with this early spring, there's going to be people having some pond problems.
Yeah.
We'll get Tim on talk ponds.
Yeah, maybe we get Tim Simpson on here to talk about the crazy weather too. So
okay.
You're talking about bass being very aggressive. A friend of mine had a log in his pond, and the squirrel went out there to get the acorn off of it, and the bass caught him. Drug him off the thing. And then he watched it later on. The bass put another acorn back up there.
On that, we'll take a break. There's our first gem of the morning from the jokester himself. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
Outdoors with Larry.